Alright, so here we go. My Revo 2.0 after some upgrades. And as you can see, I added some Gorilla Tape to the front and the back of the truck. And I also removed the wing. The wing mount was broke anyways, and I think it looked better out of wing. Anyways, that's why I removed it. And as you can see, we on the paddle tires from Traxxas. I was told these are the best ones to get because it's like the perfect size for the truck is the factory size. And it's better for the drive line. Then as you can see, it also had these ribs in the middle of it, unlike the ones from Proline. So Traxxas know they stuff when it comes to these. And it's been about 2 months so far since I owned the truck, going on 3. And I still love it. And as you can see, I still have my Home Depot threaded rod back here for one of my turnbuckles. Still holding up, even though it's a little bent. And here we go, taking the body off. Okay, it's still a little wet from cleaning it up because I did a nice little bath session at the park. A few things I've done so far is I want to go get some heat shrink. Heat shrink the motor wires because the protective layer was already starting to rip. And as you can see, we got some Savox servos in the front. And I got these nice 3D printed spring retainers. I got the VG Racing progressive rate springs. And the Hot Racing shock rod ends in the front and the rear. It's pretty good. I like the setup. And also in the transmission, I have the Hot Racing spool center diff. So it's actually a full-time all-wheel drive. So whenever I'm on a loose traction surface, and I was to give it throttle instead of the front tires ballooning up real big, power is getting sent evenly to the front and rear wheels to keep traction in the front and keep the power going to the ground instead of being wasted in the front end with the loose traction and tires ballooning and not gripping like how they're supposed to be. Another thing I did was actually pretty good was I removed damn near all the bearings in the car. I cleaned them all up in a simple green and rubbing alcohol solution. Got all the nice blue seals out of there. Opened up the bearings. Cleaned them all up real good. Then I packed them full of this multi-purpose grease. And it also says, if you can see, it's for wheel bearings on there also. And I did that about a month ago. No, maybe it's going on about a month and a half. Then I checked everything about a week ago, and everything still spins perfectly fine. So I just cleaned them up again and re-greased them and put them back in. And I've been in multiple puddles, and they were still spinning. So then we're going to go to the underneath of the truck. You can see those nice Savox servos from the bottom. And I also have the Hot Racing steering bell crank. And I also have that Hot Racing brace for the suspension for the pins in the rear for the front load control arms. Because my plastic one broke, so I got this nice billet piece to hold up to the abuse. And everything's doing pretty good so far. And then I also upgraded the spur gear. I went from a 54 tooth to a 50 tooth. And it's the Traxxas steel one. And I got it shimmed like how it's supposed to be. Not shimmed, but the gap between the spur and the pinion gears with the thin piece of notebook paper. And you tighten everything down so it's the correct gear lash. And I noticed a difference. The truck is a little faster, going from a 54 to a 50 tooth. And had to replace my rear drive cups because one of them finally split after it was worn away. I did a self-ride one day, and once the rear wheel actually finally touched the ground, I see it break off in two pieces and go flying. So I got some new ones in the rear. The front ones you don't have to worry about so much, as I haven't noticed anything with them. And I honestly think that had to do with what do I think it had to do with? Um, With the way I would say like the center diff hot was set up. I don't know, but originally Tractor says that the diff is supposed to send most of the power to the wheels that have traction, and that might be the case, but I still didn't like the fact that the front tires was blown, so that's why I switched to the spool. But I think that had a lot to do with the rear drive cups slots opening up and then finally breaking. I like the lock center diff. It works in my favor. I do more off-road and on-road anyways, so that's the reason I did it. It's a nice upgrade. I recommend it to anybody that's going to be more so off-roading than being on-road than anything. But I did purchase a wheelie bar for my truck, but I noticed that it does need the rear bumper for it to mount because of the way it mounts to the truck. But I love it so far, and I think my next upgrade, I'm thinking about getting the fans for the motor. And I'm also thinking about upgrading the ESC motor to a hobby wing and getting some Florian batteries, so I have multiple batteries for when the summertime get here, so I don't have to drive the truck for 45 minutes and gotta wait 45 minutes for the batteries to charge again. I can just keep charging and keep playing with the truck. And I'm also thinking about lights for this. Then I was also looking into the FPV setup on one of these. I'm considering that for the summertime, just to have a little fun with it and see what it's all about. But yes, I like to do more off-roading than anything. I'm a fan of the skate parks, but not in the wintertime anymore, because I keep breaking stuff. I hate breaking stuff. Then it costs money. I already placed both rear lower control arms. Then that bracelet I was talking about for the pin for the pins for the front lower control arms. And then I broke my bell crank because of that also. And then I also had to replace my diff cover in the front because that split in two. But this is mostly going to be like an off-road type of thing. So I like going to the beach and getting in the sand. I like being in the mud, going across huge puddles. I may try the lake one day just to see. Yeah, so far I love the truck. As I said, I did the few upgrades. It was the hot racing shock rod ends. It was the 3D printed. These actually glow in the dark spring retainers. The VG progressive rate springs. I did the Traxxas 50 tooth steel spray gear versus the factory plastic 54 tooth. Dual Savox servos. And then one more thing about these servos, if you ever put them in your truck and if you was to turn your wheel on the transmitter to the left and the wheels go right, if you actually YouTube or Google how to reverse the direction of the steering, that clears it up. So I noticed that I was having that problem, and once I YouTube and looked up how to reverse the direction of the servos, it helped out a lot, and the truck it was perfectly fine after that. I haven't changed out the shock oil or the diff oils just yet. I kind of like the way it's set up right now. I still have my, as you can see, I got my coil springs, the adjustments. I still have them kind of up because I like my suspension set up soft. And I did raise the truck up a little bit by putting the push rods for the shocks in the closest hole to the truck in the front and the rear. I like having a little bit of ground clearance, which is always nice, especially for being off-road. Instead of getting high centered on things, I have nice ground clearance right there. Right now I'm still running the factory Traxxas 5,000 milliamp. I run 6S the whole time. I never tried 4S. Don't plan on it. I can show the body again. What I did with the Gorilla Tape. As you can see, I took out the cage in the front and the rear, and I just did layers on layers of Gorilla Tape in the back and some layers in the front, and it's holding up pretty good. So it's starting to come apart. And then I did the rubber body savers in the front and the rear. Then also I noticed that these dust boots are actually torn in the front. So I actually have an upgrade for that, which is in here somewhere. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Right here. I'm gonna open these up real quick. Put my phone down. Alright. So this is what we have. It feels a lot tougher than the factory ones. These look like they'll last. Because what I wound up doing with my I like to call them ball joints, but they're called like pillow balls or something like that. I'll remove them, and I'll clean them up real good. Then I'll grease them with my bearing grease, of course, and I'll put those boots on. But here we go right here, the instructions. And the silicone replacement dust boots versus the factory thin rubber ones. And here we go with the company. Again, I got these on eBay for a cheap price. And it says use the black retaining rings. I only have the blue ones. Oh, it says for the original you have to use the black retaining rings. So I could just still use my we'll see. It'll work. So I'll upload a video on how to install these, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people already know how to do that. It's pretty simple. Take the wheels off, remove the knuckles in the front and the rear. Clean them up real good, and I'm gonna grease them. Put these on, tighten them down, and that'll be it. Like, subscribe, share. I'm going to keep this going. My son has a Traxxas Bigfoot, which is pretty much a two-wheel drive Stampede, and doing upgrades to his truck as well. I plan on making his truck faster and more durable for him. He's only 5 years old. Thinking about what should I build next. I'm honestly considering buying a X-Max chassis and starting fresh and doing my own little setup. See what everyone else is doing to put my own twist on it. But so far, I always wanted a Revo, and now that they are a little bigger versus when they first came out, and it's pretty much a baby X-Max is what people call them. And the electric RCs just came a long way versus when I first started looking into RCs. Because I had a Traxxas Jado 3.3 and I like that thing, but it's nothing compared to how it is with the full electric. I had a T-Max, but I never got it running, so I wound up just taking it apart and throwing it away. But I love Traxxas. I don't see myself getting anything else but Traxxas. It's the way to go. And that is it.